If you're preparing for your first show, or you have been playing shows for a while and keep running into the same problems, you never really feel comfortable on stage and you keep having the same errors no matter how much you practice, then this video might actually help you, because today I want to share with you the workflow that I've been using for the past 7 years to be ready for stage or touring. This will help you fix all the problems within your set, become a better player, and be very, very confident when you actually go up there. We're going to go through all the different approaches and steps that you can use, and also make sure to stick till the end of the video where I'm going to give you a little map that will help you pinpoint everything in detail. Alright, let's go. Always keep track of your weak spots, always keep track of the stuff that is not working. Whenever you're rehearsing, have a notebook with you, or like paper actually, or a phone, actually whatever, anything you can keep notes on. And whenever you notice you did a mistake, just note it down, like rehearsal, blah blah blah, did this mistake. Next rehearsal, again, write it down, because that will give you an overview which mistakes keep popping up and which happen sometime. Everybody does mistake, but if they keep repeating, then maybe there's a deeper underlying problem within that. Technical problems can be down to the way you play something, it can be down to your timing, it can be down to tone. So it really is important to first off understand what the problem is somewhere. For instance, if I take one of the riffs I'm playing next week in our release show, if I take this riff for instance, I know that sometimes I have the tendency of rushing. This one here. It's a lot of fun to play, and when stuff gets fun, I tend to rush sometimes. So what really is important there is to just have a metronome going and practice with that. Let's say I jump here into my DAW. And then I really focus that this one is on the click. Another problem could be, for instance, that I just don't fret it the right way, that for instance one of my fingers is pushing through, or that I just have a lot of open strings. Basically what I'm saying is, understand what your problem is and only focus on that problem and practice the stuff in isolation first. So, second tip I give you is to practice realistically. I'm gonna record this one with a webcam so you get a bigger overview of the space here, so pardon the bad quality, but it should help you anyways. Basically what I'm saying is that you need to be prepared for the exact situation you are in on stage. So one thing that happens to me a lot, for instance, in the past was that I practice every part with a metronome at home, and then as soon as I go to the rehearsal room or I hit the stage, then suddenly I have to fill with all these pedals and all these different parameters, start thinking about which pedals I use when and what, and suddenly I get sidetracked, stop paying attention, and the whole performance really downgrades. So once you are confident about the individual parts you have within your song, and you can play it pretty well, then it's really important to play the whole thing realistically as you will have it on stage. Now if you have a very simple punk setup, you just have plug and play amplifier, then this should be easy for you. As you can see, I like to have a bit more of stuff going on. So knowing when, for instance, to put the tap delays, at which parts to tune my guitar, how to deal with the volume pedal, see actually if my amplifier is responding to the bloody thing, because it also reduces the chance of bad surprises a lot if you practice with your gear at home or in the rehearsal room. All of that stuff will get you ready to really be on the space and have all these different elements at your hand. Because it's one thing to play a riff, it's another thing to play a riff, change the sound, go to the next part and react to that as well. So one other big thing where people struggle on stage is that they just don't practice this stuff realistically in the context of their setup. What also can really help here is, for instance, to stand in front of the pedal board and visualize the space you're going to play in, where the drums are going to be, where the other guitarist is going to be. That will also get you prepared nicely for everything you're going to encounter when going up there, reducing the stress, anxiety, and making you play better automatically. Alright, so once you have practiced all the parts in isolation, and you've practiced them in context with your effects while standing up, while envisioning the space around you, then it's time to practice the actual set. What I love to do here is to just put every single song into a playlist or into my DAW and have it all streamlined in the exact way we're going to play it on stage. Next week we're going to do a 1 hour 40 set, so this is going to be a bit of a long one, with our songs at least 4 pieces. And what I have here is just every song in sequential order. Simple as that. And the great thing about that is that I just have to press play and get going. Because one thing with continuous effort is to really reduce friction. If I have to just look for every single song on my hard drive, press play, look for the next one, press play, chances are I won't really do it as much, and especially not as focused, because I consistently get sidetracked by looking into a computer and looking back into my own playing, which is pretty bad for progress. So if you don't have a DAW, just make a playlist with your songs in the right order. It will give you massive benefits. A, you're gonna be prepared for the flow of the music, because a song makes you feel something and it will affect how the next song feels. Some songs really stop at high energy and the next one starts at low energy, and you have to be able to bring yourself down and pick yourself up accordingly. Second big advantage, you will know which song comes when, so you don't have to always look at the set list during the show, which song comes next, because all those little confusions really pile up to distract you from your own playing and you get into a negative feedback loop. And as a third part, it's just really handy to just press play, have everything running through, and be done for the day. Actually, it's amazing because that way time flies by because you're solely focused on the set. And with that, let's summarize everything we just did here. Here's a little map of all the different steps I would take when preparing for a set. First off, monitor your songs. Let's say you played song XYZ and it worked. Voila, you just keep it in the set. Let's see if it works next time. If it consistently works all the time, it's not the biggest problem you have. If there's a song and you have a problem, and especially if the problem keeps happening, then first off you have to assess what the problem is and then choose the right approach. The problem could be technical. You simply cannot play a part. Or there's just something about the sound in the way you play it that really doesn't work for you. Then the best thing you can do is just to practice it with a metronome in loops, 3 minutes on one problem part, 3 minutes on the next problem part, focus switching between them, only with the click, solely focused on the way how you play it, no effects, no nothing, and fix it that way. It will work wonders in no time. If you have a problem with memorizing a part, you keep forgetting the key the solo jumps in, or there's some part that just will not come back a lot in the rehearsal room, then the best thing is to circle back to phase one, just play the song part by part. You don't even have to go through all of it. Just go through the individual sections of the song and memorizing going into a part, playing it, and coming out of the part. So your brain really gets used to connecting them and rapid firing the information. If you have a flow or transition problem, then usually that means that there is something that throws you off. Because if you know what to play, and you can play it, but you can't play it, then usually there is something that interferes with your brain accessing that information. That can be confusing pedal boards, vocal parts. It also can be simply having other tasks as well, like singing and whatnot. You have to practice in context, standing up when you perform standing up, sitting down when you perform sitting down, having the exact same environment, and then practice everything in context with each other. And that way, you will get a much more realistic preparation. And once you've done all of that, you feed the song back into the set, rinse and repeat. You can do this all the time. That way you will always turn the weak parts of your songs into the strong parts, and you will always practice in context, focus on the different areas, and your show will work out way better. Alright, that was a quick run through of how I prepare for my sets and how I think it can help you a lot as well. You can download this document in the description below, or in my school community where I teach guitarists how to play creatively and confidently all over the neck, making their own music and really discovering the passion for this beautiful instrument. Make sure to like and subscribe, and looking forward to see you again. Have a wonderful day.